We've had multiple injuries in basketball and football the last couple of years. I won't watch. I believe for the context of the story I'm going to tell, I'm going to show something, not yet, one time. That's it. There was a gruesome injury last night to the center for the Portland Trailblazers, Nurkic. He's a great player. And it was a gruesome injury, and I'm going to show it. If you don't want to watch it, because I'm not going to watch it. I don't know if Joy's going to watch it. I don't know if John and Greg are going to watch it. I am not going to watch this.
I have already seen it, so I'm not going to watch it again.
Okay, so I'm going to turn away, roll the tape one time. It's gruesome. I'm not going to watch it, and then we're not going to show it again. For anybody in my ear in the control room, tell me it's on. It's on. He's jumping up. No. Okay.
You're good.
Okay, you can watch our show again. For you people on radio, congratulations. You didn't have to endure that. Okay. Here's what's so incredible and sad. First of all, it just shatters the Blazers season with this and the C.J. McCullough injury. It's a bummer because Portland had a really fun team. In this, you can look at the players' reactions. Here's what's amazing. We think of the NFL injuries, right? I mean, we all go into a season knowing gonna have 5 guys hurt. But basketball, because it's so star-driven and driven on 1 or 2 players a roster, has a much bigger injury problem. Gordon Hayward, first game last year, season over. Paul George, Indy, breaks leg. Nurkic, last night, playoffs done. Remember last year, Chris Paul injured? Houston up completely alters the series. Kyrie Irving broke his kneecap, game 1 of the finals, as a member of the Cavs. They matched up brilliantly with the Warriors. Kevin Love hurt, Kyrie hurt. LeBron lost his finals. We also saw Andrew Bogut and Steph Curry get hurt, and the Warriors lose their 1 finals. 2 years ago, Kawhi Leonard up on the Warriors, game 1, Western Conference Finals, great matchup, gets hurt. Warriors roll through them. Victor Oladipo this year. Indianapolis, the Pacers, one of the surprising teams last year. Oladipo, star player, really emerged out of nowhere, season over. In the last 5 years, I can argue with absolute conviction that the NBA Conference Championship and Finals have been more significantly altered due to injuries than the Super Bowl and the AFC and the NFC championships. And this is all because of the business model. The NFL business model is not beholden, other than a star quarterback, the other 21 starters, the 25, 28, 36, 42 guys are mostly replaceable. But basketball is very star-driven. By the way, you are rewarded when the stars are likable and awesome. Steph Curry, LeBron James. But what is interesting to me is we think just kind of intrinsically, it's the way we think of basketball. You can always depend on your stars. You have star basketball players. It's not a violent sport. In football, you get roughed up. Go look at the NBA the last 5 years. Finals, conference championships, seasons completely altered. Multiple teams because of injuries. Super Bowls? Not really. Conference championships? Not really. When you are driven by individuals, the upside is LeBron James can carry the league. The downside is LeBron James got hurt this year, and the NBA ratings are down across the board. It is remarkable how often these star basketball players, and I was thinking about this morning, we don't think basketball is physical. It is 6'9", 6'11", 7'1" basketball players sprinting and jumping in crowds, landing sometimes on other players. Let's be honest, people aren't really meant to be 6'11". This is obviously an awful injury, but it is remarkable how often we are seeing seasons, playoffs, finals, championships altered in the non-contact sport, the NBA, more than the contact sport, the NFL. Speaking of the NFL, coming up next, I don't think the National Football League did one of their most popular teams any favors with their new schedule. It actually, I think, borders on unfair for an NFL team that really helps the league when they're good. That's coming up. Dollar Shave Club started as a company with inexpensive razors that would be delivered to my home. On a Tuesday loaded show, this is The Herd, wherever you may be and however you may be listening. We are live in Los Angeles on iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, and FS1. So many good football stories today. So many good stories today. Joy Taylor is joining me. Chris Broussard later this hour. Joy, how are you?
Great. Good morning.
Good morning. You know, here's the way it works. I was with my daughter this weekend in college. And when you're young, you have so much growth, right? I mean, you're just figuring out the world. And it's the same for athletes. Tom Brady, you know, when Tom Brady's 22 years old to Tom Brady being 26 years old, he improves a lot. But by the time Tom Brady was about 33 years old, this is now what he is. Drew Brees is not improving. Same with LeBron James. He came into the NBA, and LeBron, by about his 7th or 8th year in the NBA, you can make granular changes to your low post game, but it's established. Your ability to grow massively is over. So yesterday, Paul Pierce, a broadcaster, came out, and he goes, ready for my hot take. By the way, sportscasters, stop worrying about if you have a hot take. Have an opinion, 3 hours to fill. Our comments don't matter anyway. We're just sportscasters. He says Zion Williamson is already a top 50 current basketball player in the world. Paul Pierce. Folks, that's not even a spicy take. That's not even a tepid take. That's baby food. Top 50? Of course he's a top 50 player. The question is he a top 20 basketball player in the world? Okay, all you need to know is this. USA Today, before the season started, came out with a list. They came out with a list of the top 50 NBA players. Gordon Hayward was 31 and Brandon Ingram was 33. Steven Adams, T.J. Warren, Kyle Lowry, Harrison Barnes, Draymond Green. You don't think NBA teams tomorrow would trade those players for Zion? I mean, you really think today Gordon Hayward, Zion Williamson, who's better? Really? Zion Williamson is 285 pounds. Gordon Hayward could play with dumbbells in his shorts. He's a super quick, super athletic, 285 pounds. By the way, you keep telling me he's overweight. I've never seen a guy in my life carry 285 pounds at 6'6" and look that ripped. This is an all-time talent. USA Today's top 50 list, there are guys on that list I wouldn't want if you gave them to me. This kid's averaging 22.5 points and 8 rebounds this year. Less than 13 shots, under 30 minutes a game, in a strict college system with lots of mouths to feed at Duke. He's also, like I said, with LeBron or Tom Brady or Drew Brees, he is massively improving month to month. Do you know what he's averaging since he got hurt? 28 points, 9 rebounds, and shooting 70% from the floor. In this one season alone, and college basketball seasons are short, they're like 40 games. He's already a different player from pre-injury to post-injury. He's giving you 30 a game now, under 30 minutes, shooting 70%. He's shooting 47% on threes since he got hurt. Top 50 player. Toronto Raptors tomorrow could trade Kyle Lowry for Zion. Are you kidding me? They couldn't pick up the phone fast enough. And Kyle Lowry's a nice player. He was one of the USA Today's top 50 players. Folks, when you're seeing a young player like this, for the next 4 to 5 years, Zion Williamson, like Tiger Woods when he was 17, is going to make massive jumps. LeBron James, year 1 to year 4 in the NBA, made a massive jump. He went from a bad defender to an excellent one. He went from couldn't shoot a 3 to starting to be able to hit a 3. Zion Williamson within this season has gone from a 22-point-a-game guy who couldn't really shoot to a 29-point-a-game guy, 13 shots a game, who's shooting 70% from the floor. Here's the night that... So I started listing players this morning. Here's who he will not be better than next year. And for the record, my gut feeling is he's going to be better than most of these guys in 3 years. But he will not be as good as LeBron, James Harden, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Joel Embiid, Steph Curry, Giannis, Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, Devin Booker, Anthony Davis, Chris Paul, Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, Denver, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler, Kemba Walker. He will not be better than those players next year. That's 19. That's it. I know he won't be as good as those players. After that, you're giving me a lot of guys. Draymond Green, really? If you watched Draymond play this year, kind of peaked, right? This kid is getting better. He would be, I looked this morning, the best player on 14 NBA teams. I could argue 17, I'll say 14. And he